Semple is in Brussels with our continuing coverage. Jeff?
Robin, take a look at this. Hundreds of people remain gathered here in central Brussels, as they have all day, standing in solidarity against terrorism. But many of them say it's difficult to begin to mourn those lives lost while knowing that at least one of the men responsible remains on the loose. This morning, Belgian police turned from defense to offense, raiding homes across Brussels, reportedly looking for this man, the one wearing the hat on the right of this security image taken yesterday inside the Brussels airport moments before the attack. His identity is unknown. Police say the two other men blew themselves up, but the third man's bomb, the biggest of all, failed to detonate, and he managed to escape.
Le second kamikaze, à gauche sur la photo.
Belgian prosecutors identified two of the suicide bombers at the airport and the subway station as brothers Khalid and Brahim El-Bakraoui, well known to Belgian police with violent criminal histories. The other suicide bomber is believed to be Najim Lashraoui, a suspected ISIS bomb maker, thought to have played a key role in November's attacks in Paris. A taxi driver told police he picked up the three men from this apartment in North Brussels yesterday and drove them to the airport. Inside, police found more bomb-making equipment. Perhaps most troubling at all, the men had links to Salah Abdeslam, the Paris attacker arrested on Friday, fueling more questions about why police weren't keeping a closer eye.
They should have been watching those a lot more closely. I think it's quite amazing that they were allowed to enter the departure hall of the airport when their faces were known to the police for quite a long time. But questions will be asked about that as well.
But overcoming fears of another attack, thousands gathered in central Brussels at noon for a moment of silence, followed by a spontaneous, thunderous applause.
We are not afraid, we are all together, so we are strong.
The Belgian Prime Minister declared this a national day of mourning, and while the mood is somber, it's also remarkably defiant. Crowds chanted, "We are not afraid," and cursed the so-called Islamic State, which claimed responsibility for the attacks. But away from the rallies and the city center, the fear remains palpable.
We've traveled to all the continents except for Antarctica and Europe. It's just the one you don't expect. You kind of expect it to be safe.
These Canadians from Chelsea, Quebec, checked into the airport terminal less than an hour before it was blown apart. They almost stopped for coffee next to the very same spot the first bomb exploded.
We were literally right in front of where the bomb went off at the Starbucks, and we debated going to the Starbucks, grabbing a coffee.
Europe is seen as such a common place to go travel, especially for people our age, and now there's this feeling of, I guess, not feeling total safety in Europe.
And in yet another twist in all of this, the Turkish president revealed late today that one of those suicide bombers was in fact arrested back in June near the Syrian border, suspected of being a foreign fighter. He was deported here to Brussels, but released. Belgian officials citing lack of evidence. Robin?
Jeff Semple in Brussels tonight. Thanks, Jeff.